Welcome, everybody, to the 19th episode of the Advanced Dungeons and Dynamics 365 Bare Bones Configuration live stream, where we're going out and we're configuring operations from the ground up, starting with nothing and then moving through all of the modules. And if you've been following what we've been doing, then for the past 18 episodes, we've configured the base system. We've gone out and configured currencies. We've done a whole slew of things. We've set up the ledger, and now we're working on the last of the more backbone configurations, which is cash and bank management. And in the previous episode, we actually started this process and we went out and started creating bank account groups in the system, which was interesting to do. But now we're going to really dive into the cash and bank management, and we're going to spend probably the next 25 minutes or so going out and configuring some of the other items that are in here, getting the bank accounts set up, and all of those things. So what we're going to do, I've got the wrong environment up there. What we're going to do is we're going to work through this environment that we've got here. So this is the lab environment. If you want your own lab environments, then just call us. We can set you up with this. And when we went through the where we left the configuration just before, then let me go bank groups. Let me see if I can find this a better way. So we were in cash and bank management, and then we were going out and configuring the groups. So let me just refresh this page here. Let me continue through to my lab environment. Let's try this once more. So we were in the cash and bank management, and what we had is we'd set up the cash and bank management groups. So we'd set up the Waterdeep Community Bank and also the Manycoin money lender in the system. So we've got this configured. Now let's go and look at what we're trying to do, because when in the previous episode, this was going out, and when we looked at the documentation, I hadn't actually created all the documentation for the cash and bank management or upgraded it. So we went out and we set up some of those things. So if we go back and look at our documentation that we've got here and go to the banking groups, then what we've got is we went out and we set up the Manycoin and the Waterdeep Community Bank. But also what we can do is we can go out and set up some other accounts here. So if, for example, we could have the Baldor Gate merge, and this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, and this is going to be Baldor Gates Merchant Bank. Which, if I go to here, we'll go back to the screen. Then what I'm doing is I'm going out to here, getting my screens right. We're going to set up the Baldur's Gate Merchant Bank. So we can go out and we can configure more of these in the system, and we can also specify what the currency is. And if you're, just as a little bit of a side note, then what if you're following the additional sort of add-on modules that we've got here for the bare bones configuration guide, then you'll actually see that we went out and we created just straighten this up. We created a number of additional currencies in the system that we could go out and we could use. So if I go out and look at my browser here, then we've actually got some additional currencies in addition to the Faerûn gold pieces and so forth that we can set up. So we can actually have individual pseudo currencies if we want to for the banks. But what we're going to do is I'm going to return back here, and we're going to store everything here in Faerûn standard dollars. So let's change this. And this bank account is going to be in Faerûn gold pieces. So they're going to just use gold pieces for this. They're not going to use the Faerûn standard dollar. And we can extend these out if we want to. So let's go back to the documentation. So if you're following along, then you can go out and set up the Neverwinter Traders Bank, the Silvery Moon Vault and Trust, blah, 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 all the way down. We could even have the Alvin High Forest Trust if we want to within the system. So now that we've done that, and once we've configured it, now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our bank accounts. So what we've got is we've got our bank groups, but now we want to go out and create some bank accounts. And as I'm setting this up, I may go out and set up some more bank accounts in the system, but we'll see how that goes. So what we're going to do is our goal is to set up 2 bank accounts, and the first one is going to be an operating account, and then the second one is going to be a payroll account, and maybe we'll set up some other bank accounts as well, and we'll work through that. So let's return back here, and I'm going to show we're going to go into the bank accounts. And we're going to go out and start setting up a new bank account. So what I did is, let me just show you that. So what we can do is we can go and we can find all the bank accounts through the menu search. So this, we can see the bank accounts in Cash and Bank Management. That's the main one that I want to go to. And I went and I actually accessed it this way. So I went to the Cash and Bank Management, to the bank accounts and bank accounts. I always say that I like to do the menu search, but for some reason today I just feel like using the menus to go out and access this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new bank account. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start this, and we're going to have this as the operating account. And I'm going to put the Faerûn standard dollars in this so that we can go out and see that this is in standard dollars. We're actually going to create probably another one, which is for another bank account, which is our cash account, which is going to be in Faerûn gold pieces as well. So we've got our routing number, and our routing number is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, which is going to be for our Waterdeep trading account. And then our account is going to be the account that we get from the bank. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go out and choose our main account. So this is okay, so we've got our main account here. So I'm going to do a couple of different things. So this is our main account, operating account, that we've got for all of our banking. All of our postings that we've been doing so far have been to the sort of our coin on hand and cash on hand, but we're going to link this up to to our operating. Now, just as a side note, you can only link one bank account to a main account. You can't have multiple accounts going out and tracking this. And so this is going to be, the name on this account is going to be, so let me just, so it's going to be the Waterdeep Community Bank operating account. and in Faerûnian standard dollars. So it's already defaulted in dollars that we've got in here in the currency. And also we can say when is it active from and active to. This is going to be a perpetual account that we are going to all of the time. So we actually don't need to do anything else here. So I'm going to save that. Now, if I let's go out and create a new account for the second account. And this is going to be our bank account. It's going to be payroll in preparation for us actually paying people. And this is going to be in Faerûnian standard dollars as well. So this is going to be also at the same bank account that we've got, which is the Waterdeep Community Bank payroll account that we've got here. It's in Faerûnian standard dollars. And this is, let me just go back to here. What I'm doing is I'm pulling up the list page so I can look at the other account. We want to make sure that our account number is different. So I'm going to go back to my payroll account here and give this the next number up. And also notice that I've got an apostrophe here that I need to fix. So just as a side note, this list pane, I haven't used this yet, but this is a useful way that we can go back and we can navigate between the records if we now say for example, so we've got our bank groups here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill into these, and then I'm going to do something that I like to do, which is I'm going to go out and clear the filter. And say, for example, if we wanted to set up a coin account with the Minicoin money lender. So this has a different routing number. And I don't, this, for this, what I'm going to make some changes here. And I'm going to say that this account, this bank group is in Faerûn gold pieces, as opposed to the Waterdeep, which is standard dollars, and the merchant account. So all I'm doing is I'm just going out and looking at this. Now, if, say, for example, I wanted to go out and create a line of credit, so then what I can do is I'm going to create a line of credit here in Faerûn gold pieces. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 as the routing number. And this is going to be 76543 is the bank account number. Now, we don't have a main account here. So we can go out and set that up. Let's go out and say, I want this bank group to be Minicoin. So this is so now we've got a name here for the line of credit, but we can't go out and we can't use any of these accounts because they've already been used. If I can select it, but it won't allow me to go out and update it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the details here, and I'm going to go into our main accounts, and I'm going to copy these accounts. So we've got our operating account, and I'm going to create another one, and this is going to be 1120, and this is going to be line of credit in Faerûn gold pieces. This is going to be an asset account, and I think that's all I need to do to save here. So let's have a look. So now we've got our operating account and our payroll account. So let's do a comparison of what we've set up. And this operating account is going to be the payroll account. Let's fix this up. The default currency for that is going to be the Faerûnian standard dollars. But the default account for this one is going to be Faerûnian gold pieces. So it's actually going to do the conversion for the line of credit that we've got set up. So we've got all of this information looks good. It looks consistent with what we've set up. So now I'm going to go 1020. And I'm going to save this. And now we've got a line of credit with the Minicoin money lender that we can go and draw on. And also what we could do is we could say, let's say we've got 100,000 gold pieces. So 100,000 gold pieces is in Faerûnian standard dollars is going to be around about 12. It's going to be probably around about 9,000 Faerûnian gold coins, Faerûnian standard dollars if we do the conversion rate, which is probably enough for us to go out and manage in the system. So what we've done is we've gone out and we've set up set up these bank accounts, and we actually set up one additional bank account in the system that we can go out and manage. So let's move through and look at what else we want to do. And even in Faerûn, we go out and we have checks, or we have money orders. I need to think of a more appropriate. Let me ask ChatGPT. Is a So we may want to change this. So letters of credit, banking, writ, a guild, draft, a bearer bond. We'll stick with check for now as a line of credit on how we want to manage this. But what we want to do is we want to configure the check printing. And we'll go out and we'll do that for our operating account and allow us to go out and set up our check printing and have a look at how that works. So we're going to spend probably the next five or so minutes going out and doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to return. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the format for the check. So we're going to say what's the height and the width that's associated with this. So let's go back here and go into our operating account, and I'll hide this away. And so now what we want to do is we want to go to the setup, and we want to go to the check layout. So this is how we want to manage the format of the check. And yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to we've selected our bank account, and now what we're going to do is we're going to select the layout of the check. What we want to do is we want to specify the height and the width and the length and all of these things associated with the check. Now, we're in Faerûn, so we use inches. I'm not making a statement about US or metric versus imperial. I grew up with imperial, but I've been forced to learn metric. And so now what we're going to do is we can say, what is the length of the paper? So the length of the paper is going to be 11 inches. And then what we want to do is we want to say what is the top margin and bottom margin. So let's have at the top and 1 inch margin at the bottom, and we want to start the check at the 1 inch mark. Well, when we print this out, we'll see whether that prints at the top or bottom as we go through. And then we're just going to save this. Now let's have a look through some other information. I may have this already in some other areas within the system, but well, we want to know what the bank account number is, the bank number, the company name, and also what we want to do is we want to have a company logo. So if we save this, then what we can do is we can move on. If I look at the documentation, we can forge on ahead and we can add a logo to the check. So this is the Waterdeep Trading Company on the check. So let's go back to the surface and let's look at this. And what we do is we go to the company logo. And let's see if we can load this. We should be able to. So here's our Waterdeep Trading Company logos. And I'm going to choose this one here. We'll see if this uploads and make sure that I've got my connection to up to Azure working. If not, we'll continue on. So what we can import any link or any file that we may want into the check and associate it with the check itself. So let's just run that. I don't think I've got my Azure services running, but we'll go out and we'll fix that up later on. So now that we've done that, then what we can do is, if I follow the documentation, then we can go out and we can specify what blocks we print, and then what we can do is we can go out and print a test in the system. So let's try this and we'll see how this goes. So what we can do is we can say, is this a negotiable or non-negotiable check? We'll try this for now. Try to run this and see how that works. So let's go back and try the negotiable check. Yeah, let's try one more, and if not, then what we'll do is so I think I've got a service that's not running here, but this is a good time to stop anyway. And when we return back in the next episode, then we'll start from here, and I'll make sure that all the uploads are working in the system. So just a teething problem here in my lab environment. So this what we're going to do, what we're going to continue to do in the next session is we're going to go out and we're going to also add signatures and some review processes to this, and then move through and set up some other bank account information. But we've gone through a little bit here. We've gone out and we've set up the bank accounts. We've created them. We actually created an additional bank account in the system. I've got a little bit of work that I need to do or tidy up in my lab environment to go out and finish this up. But let's stop here because we've been working on this for around about 20 to 25 minutes. So that ends today's session on the cache and bank management. If you want to follow along with this, then you can actually go out and you can go to Lifecycle Services and you can download the virtual machines and you can create your own environment and work through exactly these same scenarios. All you have to do is just create a blank database. If not, then keep in mind that you can also go out and we have these lab environments available, a select number of lab environments. We don't have a lot of a huge server, but enough for some people to go out and sort of work through the self-paced configuration themselves. And if anyone's interested in that, then just call us and we can sort of hook you up and work through the logistics of that. If you're interested in this project and like what we're doing, then don't forget that you can go to the Patreon account. I think it's patreon.com/ADND365 and support us. That helps keep the service up and running and pay some of the bills. And if you do like this, then make sure you subscribe to this live stream on YouTube. Add some comments if you want to. Like us. That always helps with the YouTube algorithm to get this information out there. So I'll sign off, and tomorrow or in the next live stream, then we'll just continue on and work through more of this cache and bank management in the system. So have a great day, evening, or whatever appropriate time salutation it may be, and we'll see you in the next live stream.